Hello everybody, this is Deepak Sharma, your instructor for Stage 300, back here to finish up the home practice exercise number 7 that I have created for you guys. So if you guys recall, what we have done in the previous videos was, the first video was the introduction video where I walked you through the exercise that I prepared for you to cover up the general ledger, bank, tax, AP and AR module. And then the second video, I went through step number 1 to 26, which include the general ledger setup, the tax setup, the bank setup, and then we also did an entry in the bank module as general ledger module with the bank loan. And then we did the third video, which focused on the accounts payable setup. We started from exercise 27, where we activated the AP module and the account receivable module. Then we did some setting in regards to the accounts payable. We created the terms, we created the distribution code, we created a vendor profile, then we created a vendor group, then we created a vendor profile, then we recorded a couple of entries including some invoices and some payments. Then we printed few reports, and then we also started the account receivable module by setting up the account sets, created a net 15 term, then we created the 2 items. Then that's where we stopped. Okay, so we did complete it up to step 38, and now we are going to start from step 39, and we're gonna finish up this exercise. So as I already mentioned to you guys, if you are using the Humber online streaming application, you should have the G drive listed right here. If you are saving it on temporary files, you want to make sure all those temporary files are saved on your hard drive right away. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from exercise 39, step number 39, where I asked to create 2 customer groups. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to go under my AR customers. Oops. Okay, it is freezed somehow. Okay, let me click on this to reconnect. Alright, so where were we? We were starting on step number 39. So what we did was we created the items. So if you wanted to just double check, so if you click on the items, you see the item number 1, which was MXXX, which was student number, last 3 digits of the student number. If I want you to ask anything in the commodity number, you will enter that here. You put the account number, so I ask you to select the appropriate account numbers. So for the mask, we are going to select the mask revenue account, mask cost of sales. And for the sanitizer, we will select the sanitizer revenue account and sanitizer cost of sales. And pricing, I gave you the option what the cost is. You put the cost and put the price. The tax is Ontario. Okay, same thing with the mask as well. You put the cost and the price. The next thing that you're going to do is we're going to create the customer groups. So we're going to go into the AR customers, and we're gonna create 2 different customer groups. So the first one we're gonna do is Mask Ontario. So we're gonna have Mask Ontario group, and the account set we're gonna use for this one is gonna be, we only have 1 account set, so therefore we're gonna select that, Ontario. The terms, we only have 1 option, so therefore no need to worry about anything else. Credit, if you are giving credit, so if I don't ask you anything, you're gonna skip that. Salesman, we don't have any salesman. The taxes is Ontario. And that's it. Oh, the billing cycle cannot be blank, and we did not create any billing cycle, so therefore we have to go back and create a billing cycle as a monthly billing cycle. So that's something that I have to add on to your step number 36, where I'm going to ask you to create a count set. I'm also going to ask you to create the billing cycle as well. So we are going to go back to step number 36 and create a billing cycle. So I don't think I can do the billing cycle, so I'm going to have to skip the settings here. So I'm going to go back to, where was I, to the customer groups. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to say no, because I have to come back to it. So I have to go to the AR setup and do a billing cycle. So I do have to create a monthly billing cycle. Without that, we cannot do it. So frequency is 30 days. And you can put the address if you want. I'm just going to put the city and the province and the country. I'll click add. Now this billing cycle is created, so there is supposed to be a monthly 30-day billing cycle that you need to create. Now we can go back into the account receivable customer group, and over here we are going to create Ontario customers, and then here we're gonna do account set Ontario, turn this, and the billing cycle monthly, the credit, no need to worry about, and click add. We do have to do the interest profile as well. So all those setups has to be done. I thought we can skip that, but let's do no interest, and we're gonna say no interest, and you will leave that as blank. We have to have a revenue account, so we will select just the revenue mask account, because technically it's not going to ask anything. We don't want to charge any interest, so we can simply say no interest, put the revenue account to be a revenue account as a mask, and close it. So now I'm going to go back to my customer group again, and over here I can select the interest profile, no interest, and click add. So therefore we do need to set up the billing cycle and interest profile before we head down to set up the customer groups. Okay, so that's something new for me to know, that I cannot skip those settings. So in your exam you may be asked to do that as well. So now you're going to go into the customer, and we are going to create two different customers. So we're going to do 1000, and your customer name is your first name, accounting, and taxes, and the business registration number is your actual student number. So here I'm just going to do 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, but for you guys need to enter your student number. Contact, you can skip that. Processing, we're going to leave everything as default, and the payment is going to be by check. And if you have a credit bureau report, you can do that, but we're not going to do that right here. And this one we can skip that. We don't need to worry about the salesman, and we simply click add. Then we're going to create another customer, which is going to be 1001, and this is John Smith and family limited. And this one we can put the student number, registration number the same, but I'm gonna just change it to 0 at the end just for the difference, so that way it says the different business number. Everything else remains same. The credit limit, we are giving a credit limit of $3,000, but I don't have the place to put that information because it's supposed to be done under the processing. We don't have a number, so technically we can skip that because it's done if you have the bureau number. So we can skip entering the credit limit, and we do add. So now we have 2 customers added. And the next part in step number 41 is where we're recording transactions. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 transactions. So now before you post these transactions, what I do is I'll go ahead and write it down what kind of entries they are. The first one is we sold 200 masks. That means I know this is an invoice to a customer. April 20th sold 100 bottles of sanitizer to Smith and Family. That's also an invoice. April 25th, John Smith and Family liked the hand sanitizer and would like to place an order for 100 more bottle of sanitizer. They provided a prepayment of $200 for the order PO 101. Since you are out of stock, you recorded a prepayment. Sale invoice will be issued once we deliver the product. So this is a prepayment, and the prepayment has to be recorded as a receipt batch. Okay. So there is no invoice issued, so therefore we will record that as a prepayment. So that's a receipt batch. April 30th we receive a full payment. That's a receipt as well. So there are 4 payments. 2 of them are invoices and 2 of them are receipts. So how do I do that? We're going to go into the AR transaction. We're going to record the invoices right here. We click new. That's item. And the customer is your first name. Invoice number, we date is April 15, and number is invoice number 101. What am I selling to them? I'm selling mask. How many? Is 200 masks at the price of $4.50. Even though I put the sale price as $5.50, but I'm selling it at $4.50. Okay, then I'm also selling them the sanitizer. No to them, so I'm only selling 1 item, so I can skip the second line. Then I go to the taxes, Ontario, which is fine. That's what I wanted to do. The term is net 15. That is fine. I go look at the total. That's fine as well. I click add. Then I look at the next entry, number 2, for Smith and Family. And that is dated April 20th. Invoice number 102. And what am I selling? I'm selling mask. How many? I'm selling 100 bottle of sanitizer first. So I'm going to do 100 bottle of sanitizer at the price of $4. That's fine. And I click insert and go into the mask. And I sold 100 masks, and this one I'm selling it at $4.25. Okay, so 100 bottle of sanitizers, 100 masks, and invoice number 102. The taxes is Ontario. The term is net 15, and that is my total. And I click add. So I'm done recording the 2 invoices, and now I need to post that before I move into the next step, because in this step 41 I said record the following transactions. So I'm done with the first 2. I'm going to put a check mark that I'm done. Now what I'm going to do is ready to post to yes. Now I say, you know what, I have to print it, so I'm going to print it on the screen only. You don't need to save anything until I ask you to. So this one just on the screen. Once you're done, you click ready to post yes and post it. So now this is posted. The next part we're going to do is we're going to record the receipt. So for that we're going to look at the receipt batch, new, and here we're gonna say is receipts, and this is the first entry is a receipt from John Smith. Now this is a prepayment, so therefore this one has to be changed to prepayment, and we're gonna say John Smith. And what did he pay? He gave us a check. Give us a $200. So if it doesn't say anything, I'm going to change it to cash, and the amount is 200, and this is under a PO, so therefore I don't need to select a document. I'm going to say PO 101, and I click add. The second entry is receive a full payment from your first name accounting tax for invoice number 101. So I'm receiving a payment for an outstanding invoice. That's a receipt. The date is April 30th, and the customer is your first name, and then how much amount I received. I received the full payment. The full payment was 1,017. That's the amount, and I'm going to say apply yes. Now it's going to apply the full amount right here and click add. So I recorded the prepayment, I recorded the receipt. Once that part is done, I need to say ready to post to yes. Now it's not going to let me do that. I need to print the deposit slip first. So I'm going to print it on the screen only. So that's my deposit slip. If I ask you to save the deposit slip, then you can do that right here by clicking export report. If I don't, simply close it. Now change it to ready to post. Oh, you must print the batch list. Okay, let me do that. Okay, that is my batch list. I close it. Now I'm going to say ready to post yes and click post. Now that batch is posted, so I'm done with the last two entries as well. Okay, so now I posted that. Now in step number 41, I'm being asked to print the reports. The first report I'm asking you to do is the item list. So for that, I'm going to go into AR setup reports, look for the items, and say item cost, item comments. I don't need to do, I only need the cost. I'm going to click print. If you select all of them, it will list all the information. So this one just telling me the cost and the price and the product name, description, and I will just save this one as a PDF. Okay, again, and this is R10, and the name is items. Done. Once that part is done, I close that report and close it. Next one is a customer profile. So I'm going to click on AR transaction, not transaction, AR customer report, customers. I'm going to say by customer name, and I want the profile along with that as well. So I want to make sure I select the profile, and I will click print, and it's going to show me the customer profile for both the customers. I click print, and it will print it, and we're going to save that as R11, and that will be R11, and it is customers. Okay, once that part is done, then you go into the next report, which is the posting sequence for the sales invoice. So I'm going to go into AR transaction report, posting journal. So first I want to need the invoice. So I want to click invoice, click print, and I'll see that report is the posting sequence number 1. So I'll save that, and that will be R12, and this is posting journal sales invoice. Done. Now I need the receipt as well. Now click print. And this one, now save this one as number 13. Posting journal, and I'm going to name that as a receipt. Okay, so therefore we are done with the account receivable module, and everything that we need is right here. Now we move into the journal ledger. So now what I need to do is on step number 43, I want the bank account to be set up as a control account and link them to bank accounts payable and account receivable module. So for that you need to go to GL accounts, look at the bank account. So we're going to open the bank account 1000, make that account a control account and link them to the sub ledger AP. Then press insert to go to the next line. I'm going to select AR, insert, and then I'm going to link that to the bank module as well, BK. Okay, so that means it will accept all the entries from these sub ledgers. Then I save it. That was you step number 43. So step number 44, what I want you to do is I want you to review all the batches that are listed in your journal ledger. So all these batches that are listed here has to be either posted or deleted. So I already told you guys the rule of thumb is that the opening batches has to be deleted and everything else has to be posted. So now this company was a brand new company. It doesn't have any opening balances, therefore all the batches has to be posted. So I will say ready to post, yes to all of them, and I click post all. So posting sequence number 2 has been created, or I only click post, it only posted this one. I should have clicked post all. So when I click post all, it will post all of them that has yes on it. So once that part is done, I've posted all the batches. You see the status has been changed to posted. And now at the end, when I go into step number 45, I want to print the trial balance as of April 30th, 2020. So for that, I'm going to go into my GL reports, trial balance, and in that case, I need to look at the date. So our dates were a little messed up just because I was supposed to have the fiscal year starting on January 1st, but just because when I was creating the company, I put the date as April 1st, so it started my fiscal year on April 1st. That's fine, companies can pick up any year, so in our case, the fiscal year starts from April 1, it's ending on March 31st. So we need it for April 30th, so we select period 1, which is ending on April 30th, and we're going to click print. And when we click print, it's going to give me a trial balance with the balance and with the net profit that states how much profit I have made so far for the month of April. Not bad. We're still making a profit. So that's how you will print your trial balance. Now we will export the report, press OK. And now the last report that we're going to have is R14 and the trial balance. Okay, so now I've done all the reports, and if you are using your home computer, you should back this up. Okay, but if you don't use your home computer, you can simply close it, and but before you close, you want to make sure all the reports that you need to submit to me or you wanted to save it is saved on your hard drive on your computer, not on Humber platform. So what I will do is before I close, and I've done that before with you guys as well, so I will click on this my file. You should have the G drive, that's where you're saving the file. If you are saving it on temp folder, you will click on it and make sure these ones are moved onto your desktop. My files are sitting on the OneDrive under the temp folder, HPE number 7 reports, and these are all my reports. I know that I have saved everything up until Step number 38 we did. So I've saved everything till what report? I've saved everything till number 9. So I need to save 10. So I click on 10. My 10th report is saved. 11. Click on 11. 11th report is saved. 12. 13. And 14. Okay, so now all these files are here. I click on show folder. Once show folder, you see that all my reports are here from R1 to R14, right? You want to make sure these files are saved on your computer before you exit. Okay, now if you wanted to, if you are using the Sage 300, don't close it, leave it open, but submit these reports to me on the Blackboard before you close this. Okay, and if you wanted to do a backup, you guys will do exactly what you guys used to do in class. Go on your desktop or C drive, create a folder for the home practice exercise, which is this one, and if you are doing the exam, do that after you submit everything that you need to submit, because your time is a constraint. So once you finish this, you can submit the reports, save it on your C drive, and once you finish, you can do a database dump of this file. You don't need it, but just in case there is something wrong with the file, which I hope that there won't be anything with the PDF that you're submitting to me, I can access, so you can send me this file in a zip file, and that way I can review that just in case something happens in the file. Okay, but now how do you do a database dump? You simply go in, create a folder on C drive with the home practice number 7 backup. Then you just come right here under the admin services, do the database dump, right? And you're dumping your name into the folder that you created. So in our case, in my case actually, I created PPE backup. Actually, I call that PPE. So I don't have it here, so what I can do is I can put that right here, say Sam that dump. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm trying it for first time. But if you were to dump it, you will dump it on the C drive, because it will be using the folders that you have, and it dumps on the C drive. But in this case, because I have my OneDrive, and if you have a G drive, you can create a folder called PPE backup and put everything there. But you have to make sure you do both SAM Limited and SAM Sys. And I'll dump that one as well in the same folder. And now I have both the SAM Sys and SAM Limited saved in the home practice as number 7 backup. Okay, so now that is done, and I close it. I have peace of mind. I have all the PDFs. I have my backup in case if I need to retrieve it. You can send that to me just in case if something happens. But you don't need to give the backup to me. You only need to give me the PDF reports that's needed. So for this home practice exercise, it's a great exercise for you guys to practice all the modules that we have covered in this course, starting from the general ledger to the accounts payable and the account receivable module. But if you guys are doing this by yourself, you want to make sure you time yourself and do this exercise in a one sitting, and you must be able to complete this less than 2 hours. If you were able to do it in less than 2 hours, then you're comfortable that you can do the exam in the less than 2 hours as well. Okay, so you guys can save these reports on your C drive, and I'll post these answer sheets on the Blackboard as well for you to compare your answers. Okay, so this is it from my end, guys. Good luck for your exam. Good luck practicing for this course. And if there's any questions, I'm always there to help, and you just can just need to send me a course message, and I'll be happy to help you in that case. All right, so see you guys, everybody, and good luck, and be safe, and have a great week. Bye bye.